Hi, welcome back to Community Hotline. I'm Monica Weitzel, and we're here at MetroEast Community Media in Gresham, Oregon. And we talk with nonprofits all over the Portland metro area. And tonight, for our last segment, we're going to talk with caring ambassadors. They have important work that they're doing in the community. So I'd like to introduce you to Lauren Sant. Nice to have you here, Lauren. You're the executive director with Caring Ambassadors. Maybe you could tell our viewers, this is your first time in the show, so tell us a little bit, if you could, about the history, why the organization was founded, and maybe what your mission is.
Sure. So Caring Ambassadors was founded because a gentleman was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. He worked for a small company in Colorado, and he was going through chemo, and basically he was told to go home and die by his doctors. And he was going through chemo, and while he was going through chemo, the company was restructuring, but they didn't tell him his job was eliminated because they were still paying his salary, and just thought he wasn't going to come back, so they didn't want to upset him. And then he survived and came back, and they said, well, what do you want to do? And he said, well, I really want to help lung cancer patients. So they paid his salary and allowed him to just go out and do good. He's like, well, what do I do? And they said, no, do good. Yeah,
what
amazing.
A great thing.
Yeah, amazing, right?
Yeah.
And so he was the first lung cancer caring ambassador, and his name was Ken Geddes, truly a mentor of mine and a hero of mine. And Ken lived for another 8 years, so really does show what can happen.
Amazing,
yeah, exactly. And he, so when my brother worked for the same company and he was diagnosed with hepatitis C, we did some research, and at the time, hepatitis C had about a 12% response rate in the therapies. And so we wanted to know what else the 170 million to 200 million people in the world with hepatitis C were doing.
Wow.
So we formed a hepatitis C program as well. And then in 2001, took it outside of this small company and made it its own nonprofit.
So Caring Ambassadors started as part of this company. Now it's a nonprofit focusing on lung cancer and
hepatitis C. And now we've actually expanded to basically any chronic disease that people have been diagnosed with. Because of our experiences with lung cancer and hepatitis C, we really realized that it's a holistic viewpoint that you need to take when you get diagnosed with a new disease. You know, you get diagnosed with something, first off, all you hear from the doctor is cancer, or whatever that diagnosis is, and you don't hear anything beyond that. And so your first thing, you go home and you kind of panic, and you all of a sudden have 20 more doctor's appointments than you had last week, and you have lab tests you have to get to, but you still have to get you still have to get your kids and family to school and fed and everything else. So how do you do the research? How do you build a team of doctors? How do you get your insurance to cover all of this?
And what's your support group?
And what's your support group? You know, how do you figure out what's the best nutrition for you with this disease? How do you figure out the exercise programs you should be doing? And so we've built an electronic health navigator system for people to be able to go through that process and sort of learn of how do you understand that. And we call that My Journey, My Choices. And
you know, I want to talk about My Journey, My Choices, because it sounds like this is a wave of the future, really.
It is.
Before we do that, tell me a little bit about what you have done regarding the lung cancer program and the hepatitis C program. I mean, where do you start first before that? Because I met you at the Blues Festival, Waterfront Blues Festival, and I'm just listening to the great music, walking around, and then I saw this booth here, and you were doing hepatitis C testing right there.
Right.
So I went in there, and it was so easy. I mean, it took me like 5 minutes. You know, got my little test. Came back negative, thank you. I got my results in the mail. That was wonderful. But that was so easy. And so do you do that? Is that part of what you do?
Well, we do. Mostly what we do is education and policy work and advocacy for people living with hepatitis C. We do some testing. Waterfront Blues is our signature event. That was year 9. Next year will be year 10. We'll be celebrating our 10th year anniversary at Waterfront Blues. We're thrilled to do that. And then in addition to the hepatitis C testing, we also sponsor the Lions Club to do hearing and visual and blood pressure, glaucoma. And so that's really a benefit to the community, and we're just thrilled to be a part of Waterfront Blues. So that's really special for us.
deal.
But hepatitis C, the new guidelines from the Center for Disease Control is that every baby boomer, every person my age, your age, everybody born between 1945 and 1965 needs a one-time test, because about 5 million Americans have hepatitis C, and about 75% of them don't know they're living with it.
So about how many people? What's the percentage of people that are in that baby boomer?
So about 75% of the people that have hepatitis C live in that baby boomer age group, and that's why if a one-time test was implemented by primary care docs, every time you go to the doc, if you just got that one time, it's not every year, it's not lifetime, but a one-time test, it's really going to change. We can identify 110,000, we can save 110,000 lives, and we can identify over 80,000 cases of liver cancer, potentially prevent 80,000 cases of liver cancer. And so this is really important.
Yeah.
Baby boomers have been living with this disease for a really long time. It was in the blood supply up until 1992, and the virus was only identified in 1989. So the most amazing part about that is we have a cure. So we have about 300,000 Americans who are getting it every year through the blood supply, through blood transfusions, blood products, soccer moms getting RH factor in giving birth, and so a lot of people just don't understand their risk or realize they're at risk, and they've been living with this disease for a long time, many decades. And hepatitis C is a slow-growing disease, but it's also a cancer-causing agent, and so it does cause liver cancer and stage liver disease.
I've lost a friend last year as a result of that disease. But
I'm
you
really sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And it's an awful thing, but there is a cure for it.
So yeah, that's the great news. Is now the old drugs were a cure, but they were very toxic and difficult to take, and so not many people were eligible for those. However, my brother was cured on those. So
Hallelujah.
exactly. So they're toxic and difficult to take, but they do work. But the new cures, we're looking at 12 weeks of therapy. We're talking about 90 to 100% success rate, and we have about 5 other drugs that are in the pipeline that are going to get approved this year by the FDA. We are in a game changer. So really right now, it's time for people to get tested. We've run this Are You Viral campaign. We've had billboards all over town. We've done a media campaign on the radio, because it's really important that hepatitis C, hepatitis B, leading causes of liver cancer. Liver cancer is preventable. Just by getting that Hep B test, that Hep C test, we can prevent liver cancer.
That's a big deal, Lauren.
It's
so
huge
easy
deal.
to have it done.
Yeah, exactly.
It takes no time at all.
Yeah.
And that the fact that you can change somebody's life or save somebody's life is a huge thing.
It is a life changer for people, because you can cure them. And so we can't say that about so many other things.
Exactly what I was thinking. Exactly what I was thinking. So tell me about the lung cancer.
So
how do you test for that?
Well, lung cancer really, you need to go to the hospital and get a low-dose CT scan, and we're really promoting early diagnosis, because early detection really can save lives. Really, only about 15% of people are caught in that early stage, which gives you about a 50% 5-year survival rate. But if we can introduce that low-dose CT scan and get that early diagnosis, we can reduce about 20% of the deaths that are happening right now. And the deaths from lung cancer are really significant. I don't think people quite understand the significant amount of people. I mean, 436 Americans die every day from lung cancer. Yeah, it's about 7,000 new cases of lung cancer in Oregon and Washington every year, and about 5,000 deaths. We're talking about 225,000 people are diagnosed every year in the United States, and they account for about 27% of the deaths in the United States from cancer. So lung cancer is the #2 cancer killer in the world. Lung cancer is #1, and liver cancer is #2 now in the world. And so much of that is preventable. If you smoked, get the early screening. Get radon testing for your house.
I've done that. Yes, I have.
Yeah,
And
very
mine
important.
was good. I was very happy.
Yeah, really important. Radon is the #1, 2 killer,
lot of
lung
people
cancer
don't know,
killer,
and
they
it's
don't
not
know
hard
it.
to do.
And radon's very high in this area.
It sure is, yeah.
And there's a website out there that you can go to Caring Ambassadors Lung Cancer Cap and look at our website and hook to the CanSAR website, and they've got a new list and a new map of the entire area of Portland, so you can see exactly where you live by zip code
Yes, yeah.
to see what
Yep.
risk you're at. But really highly recommend, because that's recently been redone. Areas that they thought there was low risk of radon have been re-examined, and they're actually higher risks of radon.
Oh, I should check that out and see if mine's changed. But I
Yeah.
did have the radon tested in my house, and it,
Good.
and hung the whole thing up.
Good,
Yeah, and
good. And so, we really are about diagnostics, early detection for hepatitis C, early detection for lung cancer. Both of those can change the outcomes of it.
Good.
But then we're also about the education of treatment. So
Well,
we have
I
these
noticed-
books
yeah,
here.
you have these books here. Now,
So,
this one's lung cancer choices,
right.
and the other one here is hepatitis. This is a big book.
It is a big book.
So tell me about these books. If somebody wanted to get these books, how do they go about
So
doing
they're
it?
free on our website. You can download them by chapter or the whole thing, depending on what you need. As you said, some of them are quite large. You don't need all the information. It
But
can be a
that's
little
great.
overwhelming, but it's all there.
And it's free, which
And
is a
it's
huge
free,
deal.
yeah, because we really want people to understand what their treatment options are, especially for lung cancer and hepatitis C. Now we're in this, you're showing the 4th edition right now of the hepatitis C book.
Wow.
We're actually working on the 5th edition.
Wow, that's pretty
and,
impressive.
And that's actually going to have to be updated almost every 3 months in the
Wow.
next few years.
But that's a good thing.
It's a wonderful thing. And then the lung cancer book is, right now we're working on the 2nd edition of that. That's also available as an app, so you can download it for free. So if you go to our website, you can get the app. Well, I think it's $1.95 for the app, sorry.
I think that's affordable. Before we run out of time, tell me more about the My Journey, My Choices. You had a worksheet that you provided. Maybe they can show it up on the TV screen so we can take a look at that.
Yeah, we do have a worksheet because, really you have to include everything. When you get diagnosed with a disease, it's often very simple to become a victim of that disease. But you need to think about
this is the worksheet.
This is the worksheet. And we invite everybody, it's a PDF, you can download it. We invite everybody to really explore these areas that are best for them within their disease state. So what is the best nutrition? What's the best exercise? And remember your spirituality. It doesn't matter what it is, but remember that you're a spiritual being, and your well-being makes so much difference. Your mental health when you have a disease makes a big difference. Your support system, they show how people live longer if they have a support system.
Oh, sure.
Looking at Western medicine, looking at the stress management, again, these are all things that really exacerbate diseases. And then also, of course, the most important thing is looking at Western medicine and the diagnostics, because Western medicine does offer the best diagnostics, and yet there's so many complementary and alternative medicines out there that can help you live better, reduce fatigue. Acupuncture, for example, for hepatitis C patients, amazing.
Really?
Joint aches and pains, fatigue, brain fog, all the
things. So
things.
don't close your mind to all these things. Look at all the possibilities and see what works
They may
best
not
for you.
cure you, but they may really help you.
May improve the quality of your life.
Yeah, and Monday is World Hepatitis Day. So
what do we do for that?
Everybody should go get tested. So
If they want to get tested, what's the best way to do
well, we have a site on our website. We have a free testing site map, so they can click on that. If they're at risk, they can go to Multnomah County and they can get free tests. They can contact Caring Ambassadors. We can get them in touch with where there's free testing. They can just go to their doctor and ask for it, because there's no cost sharing with the new Affordable Care Act and the United States Preventative Services Task Force, because this is a recommended test from them and from the Center for Disease Control.
there's no charge.
So go to your doctor,
So
no
there's
cost sharing, no reason not to
and
get
I
tested.
can tell you it's easy.
Yes.
It's painless.
Yeah.
And if it's free, well, heck, you have no excuse
Yeah,
not to do it,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, so we highly recommend everybody get tested. Let's get everybody identified. We can eliminate this virus in our lifetime. We have a whole new generation of kids that are getting hepatitis C, 17 to 21-year-olds.
Ooh.
We don't need another generation of this. We can eliminate this, and it's time to do it. And we can also reduce lung cancer just through education and early detection. So I think everybody has opportunities to live a healthier life if you just incorporate all of it. And remember, you're a holistic being and you're not your disease.
That's perfect. That was beautiful. Very well said. I love that, Lauren. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, and
Yeah.
thank you for highlighting Caring Ambassadors and the work we're doing. We're so proud to serve the Portland community, and we work nationally. I'm in DC a lot, trying to change health policy for folks. So
Keep up
it's
the good
really
work.
important.
Keep
Thank
up
you.
the good work.
Really
You bet.
appreciate it.
Thanks for watching Community Hotline tonight. I've learned something tonight, and I hope you have too. And as you can see, this is a very, very important subject. So do take care of your health. Don't hold off because of the cost or the fear of pain or the fear of the results, because there are things that can be done to help. So do check it out. Go to their website. The information will be on your screen. And thanks for watching Community Hotline tonight. We'll see you here next week. And if you missed something or want to share this show with somebody else, you can go to MetroEast.peg.tv, and in a couple days this show will be online, so you can check it out there too. I'm Monica Weitzel. Thanks for watching.